Good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Hypersonic 55, and today I'm coming to you with the quintessential review that I've been wanting to review for so long right now. We are going to go about and be reviewing the Avengers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are anything like me and you're a massive comic fan and you've been waiting for this film for the last 4 years, since the time Iron Man came out in the year 2008, we have been waiting and waiting and waiting for this film to come around. And with 5 Marvel movies preluding the Avengers, all setting us up for this one film, we had to wonder whether it was going to be the most awesome thing in the history of life or whether it would just fall and sink in the sand. And, ladies and gentlemen, the Avengers is awesome. The Avengers is the definition of awesome. The Avengers is just the best thing I've ever seen in my life, I swear. I still am in shock from seeing the film just a little while ago in the cinema. I am just baffled by how amazing that film was. For me, it was everything I wanted and more. It was just wow. I am just still in shock, freaking out, wobbling around. I am gone. So yeah, let me go back and get into my review of the Avengers. Now, the story, technically speaking, we've seen the story, so I don't really need to explain it to you, but here's the short version. Basically, the world is in trouble. Loki, who happened to be like our little friend from Thor, has come back, and now he's going to go about and wreak havoc on the Earth. He's not alone, he's got an army, and Nick Fury decides to go about and take all of our other superheroes from the other films, Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, and Thor, along with Black Widow and Hawkeye for good measure, make them into a team and fight the threat to save the world. And that literally is it. When you watch the film and then happen to see the story unfold, you'll happen to see all the subtle references from all the other Marvel films that have preluded the Avengers. There are certain characters that show up, certain things that are mentioned, and there are certain things that only people that had seen the previous films will be able to pick up on. And you literally just there is like ooh and ah, and it's just great. Obviously, there's been times over the course of history in the world of superheroes where the world is in trouble and it needs superheroes to save it, and then, we save the day, good times. But it's the way that Joss Whedon had gone about and penned the script for this film that it happens to unfold in a very interesting fashion. This one happened to have a lot of heart behind it. There is a lot of character development and story and drama and epicness and action all carved into one location. The film is engaging from the beginning right to the end, and yeah, it's just amazing. Now, when it comes to the characters of the film, my goodness, they are all in check. Now, the thing is, everybody was worried before the Avengers came out that with so many characters in one film, that everybody wasn't going to go about and get their own amount of screen time. But Joss Whedon, as a director, from all of his previous work from Buffy to Firefly and Dollhouse, has shown that he can go about and handle a complex amount of characters and make sure that they all get their screen time. Every superhero, every person's important and they have their moment in the sun. Robert Downey Jr., he is still doing it as Tony Stark. He's still the arrogant, genius, lovable, great man that we always loved in the Iron Man movies. He's still sarcastic, he still cracks jokes, he's still witty, he's still incredible. Now, Chris Evans as Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, he happens to bring a lot of drama and a lot of assertiveness to his character. He happens to be a very clear-cut, good, righteous person, and you can see why he was chosen to play this role. He happens to do very well. And now we move on to Thor, played by Chris Hemsworth. Oh my god, he's still just the best thing ever. He's still just as cool as he was before. He's a little bit more tame than he was before, and he's a little bit more sensible, and obviously after he's learned humility, he's a little bit more grounded, but he's still as badass as ever. When he's throwing down, he's cool. Move on to a very important person, Mr. Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner, aka Hulk. Now, see, before this film came around, everybody was just on the hate train for this guy. He was just like, he doesn't look like Hulk. We want Ed Norton back, this, that, and the other. But you know what? He is the best version of Bruce Banner in existence. He is smart. He is calculated. He is the definition of what Bruce Banner should have been in all the bloody other Hulk movies that existed before this. He sounds like a scientist. He looks like one. And his version of Hulk is just insane. Period. Now we move on to Scarlett Johansson as the Black Widow, aka Natasha Romanoff, and she was brilliant in this movie, by the way. She was good in Iron Man 2, but now she's just even better. She has a lot more action, and there's a lot more weight to her character as well. It's just great. And Jeremy Renner, he was great as Hawkeye. He was just wonderful. I don't know what else I could say. He was just cool. He was calm. He was collected. He was efficient, and he was definitely a person that was meant to be on the team. And Tom Hiddleston as Loki, yep, just the definition of badass. He has taken his character to a whole new level of extreme awesomeness, and there is just nothing else that I can say, but he is one of the most badass villains in existence, and, you know, he's so cold and calculated this time round. It's just great. It's just, yes. And Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury. Yeah, he definitely happened to add a new level of cool to this character. While we've seen him, like, you know, show up in certain ends of, you know, Marvel movies, and we've seen him there, he just seemed like Samuel Jackson doing a bit of Samuel Jackson with a bit more of a, like, you know, an assertive aspect to his character. But now he actually seems like the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. The great thing about the characters is that there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of character development, there's a lot of weight to these characters. And the way in which they interact with each other with the dialogue is just incredible. It is so funny, and at the same time it can be so serious. The balance between the seriousness and humour is perfectly balanced in here. Again, it's down to the script, and it's just fantastic. Joss Whedon, you're just brilliant. It's just wow, you know? And the action, and the spectacle, and the visuals. Oh my goodness! The visual presentation of the Avengers, ladies and gentlemen, is beyond life. There is so much to look at, so much to appreciate, so much to love. Every point in the movie, from the beginning to the middle to the end, is just beautiful. Every Avenger happens to have their time in the sun to go about and show off all their specific abilities. There's rockets, there's lightning, there's smashing, there's destruction of massive scales. Oh, wow. It is insane. And so many times I was literally staring at the screen in awe, just thinking, my God, I am in heaven. And also, I wanted to go back and comment on the actual film score as well. Alvin Silvestri happens to handle the score for this film in a perfect fashion. I feel that other Marvel films in the film score department have been lacking, but Alvin Silvestri happens to take all of these characters and give them weight. Obviously, he happened to do the film score for Captain America, and you can hear the subtle references to the sounds of that film, but he takes it to a new level. The Avengers happen to have this really profound, classic theme sound when they happen to be kicking ass on screen, and it is just amazing. It is just orgasm, awesome, great, yes. The Avengers is just the best film of 2012 ever. I think it might just be the best film of the year. The Amazing Spider-Man, The Dark Knight Rises, and The Hobbit have a lot to prove to go about and sway me away from the Avengers, because right now it is just the best thing ever. The Avengers goes about and destroys all 5 of the previous films leading up to this one. It is the best thing ever. Joss Whedon, we trusted you beforehand, and we will never doubt your powers ever in life. You are the best. So yeah, The Avengers starts off the summer movies in amazing fashion. I wasn't sure what to expect with this movie, but I left the cinema with just a big grin on my face, and I am just super satisfied. I'm going to go see the film again. I didn't see it in 3D this time round, because I was going to save that for my IMAX viewing of the film. I watched it in 2D, but the presentation was still pretty good. Yeah, The Avengers, ladies and gentlemen, what else can I say? It was just one of the best things I have ever witnessed in my life. So overall, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give The Avengers, like, I don't know, perfect rating, 10 out of 10, I don't know. The Avengers is so good, it doesn't even need a rating. But if you needed a rating, yeah, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, take your pick, whatever. It's just awesome. I urge every person to go back and see this film. The fact of the matter is, you don't have to have seen Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, and Captain America the First Avenger to be able to comprehend the awesomeness of this film. But the fact of the matter is, you're doing yourself a massive disservice by not watching those films. Those films were created to go about and give us an understanding of who these characters are, what they do, and then how that would play out in the Avengers. And to be honest, while this film can be catered for all audiences, I feel that it will only be the comic book fans that will truly be able to get the most out of this film. Understand it, love it, feel it, just enjoy it in its most epic fashion ever. So yeah, that has been my review, my crazy review of The Avengers, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, hopefully you weren't too creeped out by my madness, but the fact of the matter is I'm still in awe about the movie. I don't think I'm ever going to get over this for about another 3 or 4 weeks. Hopefully you found this review informative and entertaining somewhat, and yeah, look forward to the next one when it comes around. So until the next time, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Hypersonic 55 signing out. Avengers Assemble!